So I'm going to make a video. It's going to be more of an advanced video, and essentially it's going to be about. There's a lot of ways you could use this, and you could use it with friends, family. You could use it in sales. It was really funny too because I heard it in Landmark. If you've ever heard of Landmark, it's known as some cultish thing I attended after literally a year of my friend harassing me to go. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go. So I ended up going. But there's a couple things I got out of it. Do I recommend it? It's up to you, But one of the biggest things that they notice is that people show up exactly how you want them to. And it's one of those things, I'll say something, and I know Clark last time I said something in passing and it hit him like a brick or a boulder, whatever you want to say, whatever kind of mineral. But I heard it, but I was listening, but I wasn't absorbing it until recently. And then I heard it again, and I'm like, wow, that's exactly what it is. So let me explain it for a second and how you can use it in your life. And actually, it's a little manipulative if people use it the wrong way. So there's two ways that people show up exactly how you want in life. Number one is judgment. And number two is the way that you want them to show up, okay? So number one is judgment. You see the other team and you know them as dirty players. They're dirty soccer players, or that country is dangerous. That's how it's going to show up. So in other words, if you don't know any more information and someone says that country is dangerous, like my sister, she's traveling all over the world, and they think America and New York City is extremely dangerous. Like, they think New York City is like a war zone. It's worse than Baghdad. It is like, so she's like, no, actually not. It's because the news magnifies everything. So they'll have a shooting or a death or whatever, and then it's magnified on the news, and you're like, oh, I'm going to make this judgment. It's actually good. So the reason the brain actually does it is because it needed to file away certain things that you saw or things that you witness or experience. When you smell something, you're like, oh, that's pizza. And then your brain files it away, because imagine every new scent, sound, person, everything was just new to you. Imagine that. Like, your brain would go freaking nuts. So essentially what this does, which is absolutely brilliant, it files it away into categories, and it really works out. It's why you can go every single day doing something completely new, but your brain, and that's why you should be doing something new, so your brain is continuously working to file and categorize your life. It could be even used when you're talking to someone, like you're talking to a certain ethnicity or, a certain city. They say the South is slower, or they're nicer, or New Yorkers, they're fast and rush and they're mean. So there's the judgment part, which is good. Like, and obviously they're like, oh, Charles said to judge people. No, I'm saying it's good that the brain does this. Then the second part is how people actually show up in your life. So you can actually say something and someone will walk into how you say. So in other words, here's an example. I'll just give you an example first. Is that I approach a girl and I could either say, hey, how's it going? Or I could say, hi, how's it going? You look really nice. I'm Charles. The hey, how's it going is nothing new. And she can react the way she wants. But, this video is going to be ridiculous. But because I said, you look really nice, because most people are unconscious, has to show up that way. She has to show up as being nice. So she goes, oh, thank you very much. Because you actually gave her the compliment of being nice. But because I said, hi, how's it going, and I didn't actually give her a direction, she chooses the direction. She could say, I'm busy, or whatever. So that's how it could be used manipulatively, is that you could actually say, through words, language is extremely powerful, extremely powerful. You should listen. Affordable Health Care Act. Brilliant, brilliant words. And I have no opinion about it, but it's a brilliant set of words. ACA. It just flows out of the mouth. discount pricing, or just the way that people and language and speakers and government and companies and countries and use language is extremely very powerful. You should really listen to the words and the tonality of someone's, like a Winston Churchill, and how he used, or JFK, how they used the words that they used. So you can either presuppose, so in other words, the judgment is you're kind of filing it away. People show up. So if someone told you, New York City, they're all mean, and they talk really fast, they walk really fast, no one's nice there, you would go there and just start judging and be like, oh my God. But if you went to New York City and you didn't know anything about it, and you just started walking around, you wouldn't have any pre-notion about how to act or what to do, and then you make your own opinion. So that's what I mean by the first part. The second part is actually putting it out there that people walk into the way you want them to show up. So calling on an owner, say, hey, how's it going? I know you're probably getting slammed by other agents calling you for your listing. So in other words, you're already putting yourself in their shoes, instead of them having to be able to react, oh, it's a beautiful day out. Here's a question. You can either say, hi, how's it going? Which I want to literally punch someone in the face for asking me that at any time. Or someone says, how's the market? It's like, what? I'm in real estate, by the way. But I'll go over both questions in a second. So they say, how's the market? Like the most general question. So when I know, and number one, you're asked that question all the time, and people are like, well, it's your business, and you should be talking about it. It's like, how's the market? Like what? Condos, co-ops, 5 million plus, 10 million plus, penthouses, townhouses, downtown, uptown, midtown. It's like asking the government, like, how's it going? Like, whoa, what are you talking about? The State Department? You're talking about the Finance Department, education? Like, what how's it going? If you want to ask a very powerful question, you say hi, or talking on an elevator. What great happened today? You know who's really good at this? Tony Robbins. What a great day. What's something fantastic that happened to you? Or tell me, or you literally are guiding them into where you want them to go. So you approach a girl, oh, you look really nice, I wanted to come over and say hi. Instead of just coming over and say, I saw you, I wanted to come and say hi. It's like, you saw me, so she's making her own. This is very powerful, because very smart people use this, and I didn't know I was doing it. And I didn't know I was doing it because I just wanted to be positive. I just wanted to, hey, how's it going? I just wanted to be upbeat, enthusiastic. And then when I heard it, I was like, oh my God. That's why I attracted these people into my life. That's why I attracted these opportunities into my life, is because I literally threw it out there, and that's how people showed up. People show up the way you want them to, either through language or words or interpretation or judgment, or any single way that you actually want. And there's a guy looking inside at me. I don't know why he's doing that, but maybe because I'm talking into my iPhone and I have a huge headset on, Charles. So that's it. Right there, that guy showed up the way that I wanted him to, which was maybe not positive because he was just staring at me. I made a judgment because he was bald and he's middle-aged and his shirt's down to his chest, probably 3 or 4 buttons. But it's one of those things that you completely judge yourself, but you also judge other people, and you show up. Here's another example, is that you also show up in other people's lives the way that they want you to be shown up. So in other words, someone is a subordinate. They're not willing to give maybe their absolute opinion on anything because they show up as the subordinate and they are the boss. The other, this is really funny, is that you can actually show up in someone's life here's an example. I was at the gym, and I know I'm all over the place. It's 10 minutes. This is the last one. I'm going to let you go. Is that I was at the gym, and this is a video I made maybe 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whatever. And this guy at the gym, he's talking about, because I played rugby and everything else. He's like, "You're a nice guy. You're not a rugby guy. So watch out for people trying to." And at then I said, penciling you in. But now I'm saying you can either play into that and choose that identity as a role model, a positive person, or choose the identity of, yeah, you're right, I'm not a gym guy. I'm not a gym girl. I'm not a reader. Oh, that's just not me. That's just not me. Oh, really? When did you make that decision? Let me know. Let me know when you made that decision that you're not a risk taker. Like, no one's getting out of this alive. It's like, why not? Make as much money as you can. So anyway, the guy came over. He goes, "You're a nice guy. You did not play rugby." And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, wow. He was trying to box me in, but now that I think about it, is he wanted me to show up the way he thinks I am. He wanted me to show up the way that he wants me to show up. That's the wild thing. So watch out when people are trying to make you show up a certain way. You can actually have people show up in a certain way by being positive and outgoing, enthusiastic, and asking great questions. How great is your day? Instead of, how's your day? How amazing is your job going? How amazing is this market? Instead of, how's the market? I can go anywhere with that. So subscribe to the videos. I know this was a long one. Leave your comments below. It moves the YouTube channel around. And, of course, this was all over the place with 3 different characteristics. One is the judgment of people showing up the way that you think they should show up, so you judge them. The other is by language. And the third one is you showing up to other people. So have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon. Leave the comments below.